Okay, Shanmuka. So today is very important topic for us. I'm going to teach you one of the project overview. I'm going to explain you overview of the our project that we are going to do in our course, and you can keep the same project in your resume, and you can claim to your panel member that you have currently, I mean, you have worked this project in your previous company. So this is related to the banking domain. Okay. So first of all, understand about the overview of our project. You will then later I will be teaching you the terminology that it has been used in the banking industry. Okay, so first of all, the client was for our project is Contact Bank. Okay, Contact Bank is our client, and they are located at the New York, USA. Okay, this client is Contact Bank, and they were located in the New York, USA, and the project name I have uh, mentioned as FinSphere. Okay, our project name called FinSphere, and in the interview, if they ask you what is the duration that you have worked on this current project was, you can say that from 2023 February to 2025 ending, you can say. Okay, so yeah, project name is FinSphere. Client name, if they ask you, you can say Quantic Bank. It is located in New York, USA. Okay, and let me give you the overview of our project. Okay, so Shanmuka, FinSphere actually is a core banking transformation project for Quantic Bank, New York, USA. The goal was to replace the legacy system Vault 360 with a modern CBS platform called Bank Core. So, so in every banking industry, there will be a core banking system. So currently the Quantic Bank. Okay, Contact Bank is using some outdated core banking system, which is Vault 360. Okay, Vault 360 they were using currently, but it is outdated and it has some drawbacks. And the client was approached us, and they were wanted us to improvise with the modern CBS platform called Bankscore. Okay, so from this Vault 360 to we need to upgrade it to the Bankcore. Okay, and along with that the requirement is to migrate the existing data that they have in the previous core banking system, which is Vault 360. Whatever the data it has, it should be transformed to the bank core, and along with that the client has some additional requirements or additional functionalities where we need to incorporate in developing in this FinSphere application. Okay, so what is this FinSphere means? So basically, when you walk into the bank, so the customers will be reaching out to the teller. Teller means in the banking industry, sorry, in the banking domain, teller means the one who is operates in the system. Okay, the one who operates the system in the bank, they are called tellers. So the customers will be walking into the reaching out to the bank tellers and regarding the account creation, loan, and credit cards, and regarding any withdrawal deposit, like there are various reasons where they will be approaching the bank tellers. So after approaching, they will be submitting the customers will be submitting the details, right? For example, account creation, or it could be credit cards, or it could be loans, or it could be withdrawal, anything. So they will be submitting some documents, some piece of information to the tellers, right? uh, so what tellers will be doing? They will be updating all these details in one of the system called core banking. Okay, this core banking is widely used by all the banks. Okay, so this bank also, this Quantic Bank also, they are having this Vault 360. Okay, Vault 360 they were wanted to upgrade it to the bank's core because of considering that this is outdated, and they want to improvise the functionality of the software. So they want to migrate it to one platform, meaning Wall 360 platform to Bancor. So this is the need. Okay, so this is this CBS is a centralized banking operation where it will be used to uh, operate the bank operations between the customers of the bank versus the internal banking team. So whatever the details they will be collecting from the customers, they will be updating in this platform called Bank. Okay, got an idea, Sharmuka?
Yes, Shailesh.
Okay. So this is the main purpose. And now, since you have understood about the overview of the project, let me walk you through about the key terminologies that in the banking industry uses. Okay, for example, this KYC, KYC you know that, but what is AML, RBI, and what is this repayments, compliance? So such kind of meanings that you need to aware because you're currently working for a banking domain, right? So you as a business analyst need to aware what is the meaning of this compliance, what is the meaning of this CBS, everything you need to know. So I'm going to give you a walkthrough on this terminologies, and since we have already having one project, so from these only we are going to create a requirement gathering. We are going to have a role play session on this, and along with user story creation, UML diagram, UAT testing, everything is going to based on this project only. So I hope the project overview is very clear. So if you understand about the overview of the project only, you can able to do the things like with respect to the requirement gathering, whatever the task or skill set that business analyst possess, you will be able to do. Or else, if you are not able to understand banking domain overview, I mean, first of all, let's focus on overview. So I hope the overview is very clear. So if you don't have anything, let's proceed. So if you have, do get clarified because if you understand only, you can able to do things well. If you are not, then you might come across some difficulties. Okay, so you can always reach out to me on that. Okay, so okay, these terminologies might be looks like challenging for you, but it is very essential as your banking domain business analyst. Okay, so first of all, okay. So account management, do understand account management means where when customers are opening their accounts and customers are opening the account, depositing the sum of amount in that account. So those process is called account management. We will call in the banking industry. Okay, account management. And next we have loans and lending. So loans and lending, first of all, understand loans in the banking industry, there will be different types of loans, right? Like personal loan, personal loan, home loan, vehicle loan, corporate loan. There will be so many types of loan. So that are related to these loans. And the next one we have is EMI. So EMI means the abbreviation equated monthly installment. So where the employee or the one who borrowed from the bank they will be paying in the monthly wise. Okay, every month. So this is called EMI. So this is I hope everyone are already aware because it is widely used. And next we have collateral. Collateral is nothing but property or assets pledged for a loan. So for example, while taking the loan from the bank, what are the evidence or whatever the proofs you are putting into the bank in order to take the loans? So those things we are calling it as collateral. Okay, collateral. So people will keep gold, some people will keep their properties. So such things are called collateral in the banking industry. Okay, Shanmuka. Okay. And then we have underwriting. Underwriting means checking if a borrower is eligible for a loan. For example, while taking the loan, so there will be a set of eligibility will be there for customers from the bank. So for example, in our case, uh, if someone wants to take the credit card, their salary pay slips need to be submitted, and their salary should be above 20,000 or something like that. There will be rules and regulations, right? So based on that, we will be the bank teller will be determining whether they are eligible or not. So rather than calling it as eligible in the banking industry, we will call it as underwriting. Okay, so they will check the underwritings of yours. Based on that, uh, they will process your credit card. after evaluating all the necessities, whether you are eligible or not. So rather than calling eligibility, they will call it as in the banking industry underwriting. Okay. And then we have LOS. LOS means loan origination system, software to handle loan application. So this is a kind of one application where it will handle all related to the loans whoever is taking from the banks, and their maturity, and their overdue, and everything with respect to loans will be handled over in this loan origination system. In shortcut, we will call LOS. Okay. Okay. So the teller will be operating on this, the teller will be operating this software only to evaluate, to verify, to ensure that loans are processed, and nothing has been affecting. So everything with respect to loans will be there. Okay. In the loan origination system. And NPA, we have NPA. NPA means non-performing asset. Loan not paid for 90 plus days considered bad. For example, Shanmuka, you have availed 20 lakhs loan from the bank and you have not paid in the certain deadline. So, when you are not paid in the certain deadline, we will consider them as a non-performing asset. Okay? Non-performing asset. Okay. So if someone was not able to repay on the specific deadline, okay, or after the beyond the deadline, those people, those things, we will call it as non-performing asset. Okay. So until here, anything clarification needed, Shanmuka? No, these terminologies.
No, all good.
Okay. So this is very important. You might feel somewhat boredom to learn about all this, but it is very essential, because if you have not understood these terminologies, you cannot do the work with the banking domain. Right? If the stakeholders comes you and asks you, take the requirement that, yeah, I want NPA to, I want the list of NPA. If they say like that to you, will you able to understand? You need to you need to understand first what is NPA. So that is the overall purpose. That is the reason I'm teaching you today the terminologies that I have been using in the banking industry. Okay, this payment and transfers. I'm not going deeper, because we all are familiar with what is NEFT, and what is NEFT we all know, like National Electronic Fund Transfer. So, system example, the definition of the NEFT is a system to transfer money from one bank to another bank, usually within few hours. So we will be having NEFT in the various options, right? While paying the amount, we use this option to process the amount from one account to another account. So this is called NEFT. And in the banking industry, these are the payment, one of the payment. Okay. Payment mode. Okay. Then we have RTGS. RTGS means real-time gross settlement. So if suppose a real-time instant transfer system used for large value transaction. So RTGS means if there is a huge lump sum amount to be processed. So in that case, the bank people will be preferring this RTGS to send that the huge amount in a single attempt. Okay, for huge amount to send in a single attempt, they will be using this option called RTGS payment. RTGS, real time gross settlement. Okay. And next we have is IMPS. IMPS means this is very popular, immediate payment services. So this is also one of the part of doing the payment, Shanmuga. So when you are processing the payment from the mobile banking or net banking, you will see this option, IMPS. Okay, so IMPS means it will be reflecting the amount to your recipient instantly. Okay, so for example, if you want to transfer so and so amount to your friend, they using this IMPS, they will be receiving this amount instantly. That is the main purpose of this IMPS, immediate payment services. Okay. Then we have UPI. UPI you already know, Unified Payment Interface. We all are using on daily basis. And ECS. ECS means electronic clearing services. So a system to automatically debit, credit, recurring payments like bills, EMIs, or salaries. So here where they will be able to calculate, the system will be calculating automatically debts or credit recurring payments like bills, EMIs, or salaries. So This is an option where it will fetch all the details of those who are supposed to pay the payment bills like EMIs or salaries, so that they will come to know, the bank team and the teller will come to know who all are pending. Okay. And from that, they will be deciding to deduct the amount, and they will make the decision whether in approaching them, or they will be deducting automatically from their salary. They will be deciding. Okay, this option is basically it will fetch all the debit or credit, whatever the overdues that customers has for the bank. This will automatically fetch and populate in the system. Okay. And then we have is check clearing. Check clearing is the process of processing checks through banks to move money from one account to another. So I mean, we all know this regarding check clearing. We might not use on our daily basis, but the purpose of check clearing is where uh, moving money from one account to another. Okay, just by taking the check into the bank, from that they will be processing the amount from that check and to the processing to the they will transfer to the recipient. Okay, so this is called check clearing. So far, anything clarification needed, Shanmukha, with respect to payments and transfers? Are you clear?
Yeah, these are all self-explanatory, right? So it's easy to understand.
Yeah, this IMPS you know before.
Yeah, yeah, I know IMPS, RTGS. Maybe I don't know the abbreviation, but I know.
Okay, you know
Maybe the
what
new
is this
term is like,
NPA and LOS, underwriting collateral, before? Did you
not
heard?
this, not
Yeah,
this.
yeah. This is something we are quite familiar as we are using so years. Yeah. Okay, then we have treasury management. So, for example, we have in which we have letter of credit, bank guarantee, foreign exchange, liquidity. So let's start with the letter of credit. So letter of credit means a bank promise to pay the seller if the buyer don't pay doesn't pay. It is like a document letter issued by a bank. For example, uh, if the this is a kind of letter where the customers will be approaching bank, and uh, so here the customers will be approaching the bank, and from the bank they will be processing the amount, and on behalf of the customers they will be processing into the seller. Okay, so here letter of credit means it's like a where it will act as an evidence. I mean, a strong evidence. So yeah, this is a document or letter issued by the every bank. So when you walk into the bank and tell that I would like to avail letter of credit, so they will be giving you a document or letter where you need to write it down, and as a customer you need to write it down, and yeah. Next we have is bank guarantee. So bank promise to pay the receiver if the customer fails to pay. So the bank promise to pay the receiver if the customer fails to pay or deliver. It is also a document or a letter issued by a bank. So here, uh, if a receiver, I mean, if the receiver is not able to pay to the if the receiver is not able to pay to the so and so customer, so the bank will be standing as a guarantee. So the bank will be processing the amount if they are failed to process into our account. So this is called bank guarantee. BG will call BG, and LC, letter of credit. Okay. So yeah, it is also one of the document or letter issued by a bank. And next we have Forex. So Forex, the abbreviation of Forex is foreign exchange. So when we go to abroad cities, I mean, we do foreign exchange, rights. I mean, changing our Indian currency into the foreign or vice versa, we can do. So that part is called foreign exchange. We will also call it as Forex. Okay, Forex. Liquidity. Liquidity means ensuring the bank has enough cash for operations. So, so when we go for ATMs, the bank will be ensuring that a certain amount will be available in order to withdraw and to perform other operations in the bank. So when they ensure that they has enough funds or money in their bank, that is nothing but liquidity. Okay, the bank has to ensure that they has sufficient funds or amount to make or make it smooth their operations. So that is called liquidity. Okay, liquidity means they need to have definitely a certain amount of money keeping aside. Okay, keeping aside for a safety purpose, that is called liquidity. Okay. And the next one, very, very important, risk and compliance. Risk and compliance, definitely in the banking industry, they will be asking in the interview, what is a risk and compliance that you are know. So we have risk and compliance. Compliance means it's basically another word I can say that rule. Okay, compliance means rule. So rather than calling it as a rule in the banking industry, they will call it as compliance. Okay, rules. So RBI reports. RBI reports means, for example, in every bank, usually they will consolidate all the key information. Then they will processing it to they will be processing it to the RBI. Okay, so it depends when they will be processing the reports. With respect to their business, how it is happening, what type of number of loans, and non-performing assets, who all are taken the credit cards, loans, everything they will be compiling and they will be generating the bank and they will be processing into the RBI guides. Okay. And this Basel 3 and Basel means rules that ensure that bank keeps enough money capital to cover risk like loan defaults. So they need to keep a certain amount aside, which will definitely help them to save from the risk. For example, if the bank has to pay certain amount or certain lakhs or crores to the other sorry, customers, or any risk is occurred, the bank needs to have, definitely they need to maintain, or they should have uh, few amount, I mean few hefty amount that is called basil. Okay, they need to if any risk is occur, if the any risk is going to occur, they need, the bank has to keep a certain amount of capital money in order to mitigate the risk if anything comes. Okay, that is called Basel 3. Basel. Okay.
Is Basil a body of India, or is
Sorry.
it related to India? Is
Yes,
Basil
correct.
related to India?
Yes, correct. It is India only.
Okay.
And KYC, you all know your customer. It's basically collecting the details or identity of the customers when it comes to opening accounts or credit cards or anything, KYC. And the next one is anti-money laundering. So we'll call it as AML. This is very, very important. You will come across this word multiple times, multiple occasions. AML, anti-money laundering. So preventing illegal money transactions. So for example, from converting from white money to the black money, that is called, obviously that is illegal. Obviously, the transaction that is not a genuine one. The money, genuine money. It is like they converted into black money. So anti-money laundering means preventing the black money. Okay, preventing the black money. So every bank teller has to ensure that before they deposit the customers money into their account, or before they take the bank team from the customer, they need to follow these regulations, rules and regulations. Okay, so that is called that KYC, AML. They need to focus on anti-money laundering. Okay, in order to prevent that black money. So that is called anti-money laundering. Okay, so next we have is customer service and digital banking. So this is also we all are familiar, like mobile banking, internet banking, ATM, debit card, credit cards, alerts, and yeah, these all are we are already familiar. I'm not going to emphasize on this as we are all using on day-to-day basis. We will be using mobile banking, internet banking, ATM, debit, credit cards. So let's jump into the another concept from the banking, reconciliation and processing. So reconciliation means, for example, it's more of doing comparison, guys. For example, customer has deposited, for example, 1 lakh into their account, and that will be also reflected into the our bank system. Okay, in the bank, in this FinSphere application, it will be reflecting whatever the transaction they have done, whatever the deposit they have done. So the bank teller now what will do is, what transaction or deposit that has been done by customer versus what exactly the system is displaying. These comparison. Cross comparison is nothing but reconciliation. Okay, reconciliation means cross verifying. Okay, cross verifying was cross verifying from customer transaction or deposit or anything versus bank team system. Okay, bank team will use this system, which is nothing but our core banking, in our case FinSphere, our sorry, bank core our what is our application name? I told you right
Uh,
here.
Finspire. Finspire only in our see
Sorry.
project name is Finspire
Yeah,
and
FinSphere,
the core
and
banking system.
our application name is Bank Core. Okay. Earlier, the name of the application is Vault
Wall
360.
360. Now
Okay.
it's that
Now
is
they
we
were
are
upgraded.
changing our technology.
Yes, correct. So their need is, first of all, it is outdated, and their need is they need to migrate the existing data to the new existing data to the bank core. Bank core is where they were upgraded the system, and they changed the name from Vault 360 to bank core. Okay. Now they are going to migrate the previous existing data to the bank core, and also the client has some functionalities to incorporate. So this is what all about our project. And FinSphere, it's a centralized banking operation which is used to operate the bank operations of customers and along with the bank. So it is a centralized where to operate loans, credit cards, okay, and any accounts, and if anything, any updates, adjustments need to be done, that can be done in the this bank code. Okay. Okay, reconciliation, I already told you, which is nothing but cross verifying. Okay, cross verifying the customer details versus what exactly the system is displaying in our bank code. So bank teller will be verifying. That is called verification. That process is called reconciliation. Okay, then we have straight through processing. STP. STP means straight through processing. Transactions happen automatically without staff doing anything. For example, we will keep uh, automatic deduction, right, in our automatic deduction from our payment. So there will be option like every month when the amount is getting credited, so automatically it should debit in a certain date. Like for same as example as EMI. For example, when you set EMI on the specific date, so automatically the system will be debiting on the specific date, right? So that process is nothing but straight through processing. Okay, STP. Okay, got an idea, Shanmuka?
Yes, I got an idea.
Yes,
It's like
STP.
automatic UPI payments kind of thing.
Yes, we daily use
Monthly
that.
monthly debit.
Yes, correct. And exception handling means bank plans for problems or unusual cases. So if anything is going to be, if any problem has comes, okay, so that problem they will call it, that problem they will call it as exception handling. Okay, if any problem occurs in the bank industry, okay, so any unusual cases or bank any problems, so that will be exceptional handling. Okay. For example, it could be problem could be checking of bounces of check, and NPA. What is NPA? Can you tell me, Shanmuka? I taught you just now.
I think it's NPA, right?
Yeah,
Non
correct.
uh, non-payment.
Performing.
I mean non-performant. I mean
Performing asset.
non-performing assets.
Okay, what is the
Non-performing assets.
meaning of that?
See, these are the people who are not paying the loans on time. So we
Mm-hmm.
consider them, bank consider them as a NPA, non-performing assets in the terminology.
Correct. Very good. Thank you. So exception handling means when any problem comes in the bank industry, so it could be any CBS alert when any check bounces, or
Yeah.
if anyone's not paying the amount, it will definitely comes under NPA, non-performing asset. Such kind of problems we will call it as exception handlings. Okay.
Exception handling is a one type of concept in programming as well. When I learn the programming, there is a
Yes,
concept is
correct.
exception. Like
Yeah, it will come in Java, right? Java exception handling.
every programming language, Python, Java, C++, whatever the any programming language,
Okay, okay.
JavaScript.
Yeah, yeah. And we have audit trail. So bank keeps track of every change in the system. For example, Shanmuka, you have reached out to the bank and said that change my mobile number. So they will be changing your mobile number. So whatever the changes or anything has been done, it will be saved. That we are calling it as audit trail. Okay, that history will be recorded. That is nothing but audit trail. Rather than calling it as history create, sorry, history stored or something, we will call it as audit trail. Okay, it will store all the details of the changes or any transactions or any history, whatever customer has been doing. Everything will be stored in the audit trail. Okay, every change. I already taught Basel 3, Basel or Basel 3. And then next we have CAR. So capital C stands for capital, A stands for adequacy, R stands for ratio. So expresses that money as percentage of a bank risk weighted asset. So this is also the money will be evaluated in the form of percentage in order to mitigate the risk. Okay. Risk, if any risk comes, the bank needs to have a certain amount of percentage. So okay, so the same money, when the money is evaluated in the form of percentage, that is nothing but we will call it as capital adequacy ratio. Okay. And then we have is Swift. Swift also we are all familiar. So this is a foreign, foreign for international payments. So Swift stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Let me reiterate once again. S stands for Society, W stands for Worldwide, I stands for Interbank, F stands for Financial, T stands for Telecommunication. So this is a payment method which is used in the international. Okay, internationally they will use it. It is not used in the India. Okay, they are not used in the SWIFT in the India. It is used in the international. Okay, so in the international bank department, if they want to transfer, so they might prefer this option to send money to recipients. Okay, we already discussed about what is forex, foreign exchange, and we have overdraft. Okay, overdraft. Overdraft means a temporary facility that allows a customer to withdraw more than their account balance. So, so suppose Shanmuka, so you are running with urgency where you need to withdraw more than 2 lakhs of amount from your ATM, but unfortunately your ATM has only 1.5 lakhs. So since you are not meeting the 2 lakhs, so what you will do is you will request to the bank and say that I would like to proceed with the overdraft. So when you say overdraft, they will be processing the certain amount of money, but in return you need to pay the amount in the form of interest that will be charged by the bank. Okay, so based it could interest rate will be depends on the bank how much they are charging. So this is called overdraft. If you directly go to the bank and say that, so I would like to I would like to choose overdraft as I'm running with the urgency something, if you say, they will understand. When you use this word, the bank team will be understanding, Shanmuka. So you can also say, in simpler words, that I want some extra amount to be processed into my account to withdraw as I'm running with urgency. You can say, but in the banking industry, officially they will use that overdraft. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So next we have top up loan, an additional loan added to an existing loan. So this is quite simple. So one loan with include another loan which is nothing but top up loan. Okay, home loan along with home loan, like gold loan if you take, that is considered as top up loan. Okay. Okay, loan restructuring, changing loan terms if customer is unable to pay EMIs on time. So restructuring is a word where we use in the banking industry, especially when you are not in the state of paying the amount after agreeing due to various reasons, due to your recession. Suppose if you left your job or if you are affected with the recession. Okay, so in that case, definitely there will be a difference with the amount generating, right? I mean, you employee cannot be repaying because they will be not getting the salary from the companies. So obviously they will come across so many difficulties in paying. So in that case, when they approach the bank and say that I would like my existing loan to have a loan restructuring, meaning that they will discuss and they will based on that they will be doing finalization. Okay, this is called loan restructuring. And we have ALM. ALM means asset liability management, to make sure that the bank never runs out of cash while still lending or investing money. Okay, this is also one of the amount that they need to keep aside in order to uh, mitigate the risk or overcome the risk. Okay, ALM, asset liability management. They has to maintain a certain amount of money in the bank every time. Why? Because while lending, even if they are borrowing or investing on somewhere, despite whatever they're doing, any activities, any operations, example, investing on some other or borrowing to some other, after all going of this, they needs to have a minimum amount. Okay, minimum amount they need to have. So that is called a asset ALM, asset liability management. Okay. So for clear terminology that we have discussed, Shanmuka, is there any doubts you have?
No, no, no. I will revise it again
All right.
if I forgot.
Yeah, sure, Shanmuka. So please rejoin. This meeting is ending in 1 minute.